Hey, so what's good YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I just had to do this part 2 on Babylon. So I spoke a little bit in the other video, Babylon Beware part 1. Please have a look at that about Babylon. That is mostly actually spiritual Babylon, but I just open into Revelations 18 and I just have to share this with you. So basically it tells us how great, what a great and powerful mighty city Babylon was. And then at the time, yes, the angel came down from heaven. This is Babylon 18, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his glory. And he called out with a mighty voice, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a place for demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, and a haunt for every unclean and detestable beast. For all nations have drunk the wine of the passions of her sexual immorality, and the kings of the earth have committed immorality with her. And the merchants of the earth have grown rich from the power of her luxurious living. Then I heard another voice saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you take part in her sins, lest you share in her plagues. For her sins are heaped as high as the heavens, and God has remembered her iniquities. Pay her back as she herself has paid back others, and repay her double for her deeds. Mix a double portion for her in the cup that she mixed, as she glorified herself and lived in luxury. So give her a like measure of torment and mourning, since in her heart she says, I sit as a queen, I am no widow, and mourning shall I never see. For this reason, her plagues will come in a single day, death and mourning and famine, and she will be burned up with fire. For mighty is the Lord God who has judged her. And the kings of the earth who committed sexual immorality and lived in luxury with her will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of the torment and say, Alas, alas, you great city, you mighty city Babylon, for in a single hour your judgment has come. And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn for her, since no one buys their cargo anymore, cargo of gold, silver, jewels, pearls, fine linen, purple cloth, silk, scarlet cloth, all kinds of scented wood, all kinds of articles of ivory, all kinds of articles of costly wood, bronze, iron, and marble, cinnamon, spice, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, and sheep, horses and chariots, and slaves, that is human souls. The fruit for which your soul longed, has gone from you, and all your delicacies and your splendors are lost to you, never to be found again. The merchants of these ways who gained wealth from her will stand far off in fear of her torment, weeping and mourning aloud. Alas, alas, for the great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, with jewels, and with pearls. For in a single hour all this wealth has been laid waste. And all shipmasters and seafaring men, sailors, and all whose trade is on the sea, stood far off and cried out as they saw the smoke of her burning. What great was like, what city was like this great city? and they threw dust on their heads as they wept and mourned, crying aloud, alas, alas, for the great city, where all who had ships at sea grew rich by her wealth. For in a single hour she has been laid waste. Rejoice over her, O heaven, and you saints and apostles and prophets, for God has given judgment for you against her. Then a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea, saying, so will Babylon, the great city, be thrown down with violence, and will be found no more. City will be thrown down with violence and will be found no more. And the sound of harpists and musicians, of flute players and trumpeters will be heard in you no more. And a craftsman of any craft will be found in you no more. And the sound of the mill will be heard in you no more. And the light of the lamp will shine in you no more. And the voice of the bridegroom and bride will be heard in you no more. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, and all nations were deceived by your sorcery. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of the saints and all who have been slain on earth. So here we see the fall of the mighty Babylon. When God says it's time, and when God has now had enough and decides to deal with Babylon, Babylon will fall. And those who grew rich trading with Babylon will cry, will be shocked. And so this is the power of God, and this is the destiny of Babylon. And we see Babylon even in the world today. It's like all the vanities of life, all the luxurious living that is spoken of here, of all the finest linen, the best cloth, the best foods and things, just things, materialistic, material girl, greed, all the 7 deadly sins are all found in Babylon. So, children of God, let us come out of Babylon, even in today, because as we know that everything, it's like all the things of old we will experience. We're living in the time of Babylon even now. Spiritually, we see it. Because Babylon actually is just a world system, a tradition, a religious system whereby they worship idols and man, and man is the head of this religious system, and we see this playing out in the world today. So children of God, chosen ones, let us come out of Babylon. For we see even here how God tells us to rejoice in our fall, because it's Babylon who was found with the blood of prophets and saints on her hands, and even just the blood of all who had been slain on the earth is all because of Babylon, rooted in Babylon, evil Babylon. So come out of Babylon, children of God. And yeah, it's all for this one. This has been me finding my higher voice. I hope it blessed you. See you on the next one. Peace out.